Well, guys, it's been a little bit longer than I imagined it would be since the last episode, and I'll totally explain why. Welcome back to the Mario Matter, your favorite Nintendo podcast. I don't want to say Nintendo news podcast anymore. We're going to be a bit more evergreen moving forward, but we are still bringing you tons of Nintendo news, like always. And so, let's address the tiger in the room, or elephant in the room. I knew that. Why are we now posting on Saturdays for the podcast and not Wednesdays like we normally do? You know, some of our audio listeners who don't follow me on media might have been a bit worried, a bit confused. Well, the reason we're now posting on Saturdays, 1, recording Friday, posting Saturday works better for me. 2, Saturday, with school starting, with, work in general, might work better for you. Now, number 3, a real big factor, like the biggest factor out of all of it, is there's barely any news on the weekends. So, Nintendo announces things Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, nothing on weekends. Why would I post Wednesday and then, risk losing out on Thursday and Friday's announcements? Like, if I post this podcast Wednesday and they announce new 3D Mario Thursday, like, I'm screwed, right? So let's wait until all the news is settled, and then we come on here and talk about it all. So that's why I'm posting on Saturdays now for the podcast. One more update for you. I know that everyone wants to hear the news. I'm sorry. We're getting it to you in less than 2 minutes. One more thing. There is a new intro on the way for the Mario Matter. This might be the last episode where you hear that intro music, and for our video listeners, the last time that you hear that, what am I saying? Video listeners, last time that you see that video, audio, last time that you hear that music. Sorry, lost my train of thought right there. Anyways, that's the updates. We're now a Saturday podcast. I think it'll work out better. Members podcasts, as of right now, are still on Sundays. So if you want to sign up, be a channel member, link down below gets you exclusive fun podcasts. With that said, let's go ahead. Let's get to what you want to hear about. Thank you for sticking through this, semi-long intro. Let's get to the Nintendo News headline segment where we talk about, Nintendo news. Let's get there. So guys, with this headline segment, which I'm kind of now renaming the Nintendo News headline segment, since we're not like a news podcast as much anymore, I'm bringing you news, but I don't want to call myself that, I don't think it's a great approach. So I'm not going to call myself that anymore, but we are bringing you news here, and the two segments are somewhat news. It's still what you're coming for, So with that said, the reason I bring it up is because I don't want the headlines to feel like the main course. I feel like it's always 1 hour and 10 minutes long, and that's the main stuff. I want to make this kind of like a small breeze, and then with my last two segments, make it fiery, making you care about these topics, going into depth, all that kind of stuff. So nothing is going to change. I'm making it sound way worse, than it is. But in short, the headline segment might be a little bit shorter on time. That's all though. We're still bringing you tons of stuff. I'm just not including things I don't know, Plush of the most obscure Nintendo character releasing in Japan at one store. I don't think some people actually care about that. If you do, I recommend that you go and check out Go Nintendo. They do a great job. Or nintendosoup.com. They do great jobs. I can't bring you this obscure plush happening in Japan, or this update that changed one tiny thing. I'll tell you about updates, but I'm not going to go into every little thing. Just things like that. It's just unnecessary. So let's get to our first little piece of news here. Now, there was news that happened. Obviously, my last podcast was Wednesday. It's now Saturday as of you seeing this. So there was news in between there. I'm going to start as of Monday, August 21st. But there's one big piece of news that I think is worth bringing up that happened before that. Splatoon 3 amiibo got announced. Fry, Shiver, and Big Man. I pre-ordered all of them. Those are all on Are they out on like all retailers? If you check on Twitter accounts like Wario64 and, you know, Nintendo, you can find links to buy those amiibo. I believe I actually bought them from Target. They might still be up at Target if you're in America. If not, they could be on Amazon or wherever else you buy your Nintendo games and stuff like that. So check them out. They're all up there. But aside from that, we're starting Monday, August 21st. So I was, you know, on a car ride home, right, from my boxing and kickboxing training practice thing, and I check my phone and I see this like random piece of news, guys. The Nintendo Switch firmware has been updated to version 16.1.0. Now, if you've been a somewhat long time listener of the podcast, you might know that I bring these updates up pretty often. Like, they're often nothing burgers. Like, they don't do anything. They don't add themes. They don't add new features. It's just an update. And so, can you guess? It's the exact same thing. So, this update is a nothing burger. I'll tell you, version 16.1.0 includes general system stability improvements to enhance the user's experience. And it says that for almost every single Switch update to ever exist, which, you know, that could just be like a slap on the wrist. It's like nothing really changed, and yeah, I would probably think that too. However, our friend, not my friend, I mean, I'd like to be friends with this person, but I don't think that they know I exist. Oatmeal Dome on Twitter is someone who dives into these updates and figures out what the heck actually changed. You know, they're like smart, you know, unlike me. So here we go. Oatmeal Dome on Twitter has dove into this and says 16.1.0 is out. Various components were updated. Home menu, Asian fonts, keyboard, web browser, etc. But I don't know the specifics. The bad words list was updated as well, and I'm not going to go into much of it, but it's just, you know, things that you shouldn't be writing on a Switch. So those things have changed. You won't notice really any of it. Now, what I did find interesting was this new haircut that I have, but, you know, other than that, they said the home menu was messed with. Can we get some Nintendo Switch themes, please? I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, guys, oh my gosh, themes confirmed, you know, home menu changes, oh my gosh, oh my, like, I'm not going to do that. Like, the title of the video is not going to be Nintendo Switch themes confirmed. Like, it's just not going to happen, because it's probably not confirmed, and you shouldn't expect it anytime soon. Can it happen? Yeah, but, like, is it likely? Of course not. So, don't expect Switch themes. Now, it also says they touched the web browser, which I don't know if they patched that. I don't know, because if you didn't know, there's like a web browser trick where if you go on your Switch, type in a few numbers, you can get access to a web browser. And I don't know if they patched that. I don't know what they did. That may not work anymore. I don't even know. I haven't tried it. I never really find the need to use a web browser on my Switch. But if I was them, I would patch that too, because that could be a pretty easy entry for like hacking your Switch. So I'd probably patch that too. But that's actually, I mean, as per all of them, an underwhelming update. But we do have a piece of, I mean, it's not overwhelming news. It's like, okay, so there's overwhelming, there's underwhelming. Is there like whelming? Because this would be whelming news here. We have Super Mario Bros. Wonder. This is our next piece of news. This Mario Bros. Wonder website, you know, the game releases in 2 months. You want to get the website up there, and you want to start sharing details, you know, about the game pretty soon. On the website, at least in Japan, it says details of online play will be revealed at a later date. So, we have confirmed Mario Bros. Wonder is going to have online play. Now, that's pretty dang cool, because honestly, I'll tell you, I didn't know if there would be online play for the game. We saw it implemented with Mario 3D World, and at least in my experience, like, it was pretty laggy for me. Was it my Wi-Fi? Was it the other person's Wi-Fi? I don't know. It could have been Nintendo themselves, because you gotta remember, I mean, not, no one listening was there for this stream. It was like years ago, 2 years ago, or whatever. But I played it day one, so I don't know if there were day one lag issues. What I'm saying is, like, in my experience, the previous time they tried online play was poor. I didn't know if they would do it again. But I guess, I'm hearing now that the 3D World online play is, like, not bad at all. So, with that, if you have figured out how to do online play for a Mario game, you can certainly bring it over to Mario Bros. Wonder. What I thought it was going to be, when I read this, when I read that they would have online play in the game, what I had originally thought was that it was going to be some side mode where you can then do online play. Like, for example, there's a mode, and please correct me if I'm wrong, there's a mode in Mario Bros. U, it's like Coin Rush, or like, it's whatever you use. Like, you can use your Mii in it or whatever, and you, like, collect coins and stuff. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I had first thought that Mario Bros. Wonder would have some side mode where that's online play, but the main game is not. But no, I mean, I would definitely assume that the main game, the main story has online play if they were able to figure out the 3D World online play servers. If they got those working smoothly, I could imagine that Mario Bros. Wonder would have online play in the main story. Now, is it going to be great? I don't know. I don't have my hands on it yet. However, for 3D World, which is maybe a bit of a more, like, hardware tasking game, I don't know. It would make sense. It's 3D. It's more to cover rather than like 2D. For 3D World online play, there's a bit of I wouldn't say lag, but delay. Delay is the word. There's a bit of delay between I guess you and the other person playing. Like, their movements on their screen will take like an extra, a second or so to appear on yours. Like there's delay, right? I don't know how bad that would be. I would imagine that the online play for Mario Bros. Wonder would be a bit rough on day one, and then over time they'd patch it up. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what that's like online play and how well it runs, if it is indeed for the main story mode. I don't know for sure. It could be a side mode, like I said. We gotta see, but I'll probably never play online play for the game. Like, there's no one to play with. When I play first run, I'm gonna play by myself probably. Like, I don't see myself using online play, but that is great for friends who, like, all have the game and want to play together. Like, that's sick though. Like, if I had a friend group who was all buying Mario Bros. Wonder, like, that's some fun stuff right there. So if you got a friend group you can play online, what would be cool is if you could, like, randomize online and, like, play with, like, strangers. Like, that'd be cool. I would do that, like, after I beat the game first run. But that'd be sick. That bro, bring it to me. Bring that to me. With that said, we move over to Tuesday, August 22nd news, which is when I was going to record the podcast originally. We did always record on Tuesdays. Now we record on Fridays because we post on Saturdays. That's how the machine works, guys. So, with that said, we have a pretty stunning piece of news. Our first piece of news for August 22nd. We have Pokemon. Yeah, that got you excited. Pokemon products have reached $11.6 billion in revenue last year in 2022. That's a lot of money. Okay, that's an extreme amount of money. That's like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk level, isn't it? That's pretty cool. That's a lot of money. Now, you can assume that a large chunk of that money came from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I mean, if you do the math, this is going to be very, very rough, so don't take my word for this, but, like, what is 60 times 20 million? Alexa, what is 60 times 20 million?
60 times 20 million is 1,200,000,000.
Okay, so you see, that would be a large chunk of that. Now, obviously, they might have made more, or they might have made less, but that's a decent idea. Now, where did the other 10 billion come from? Where did it come from? Well, you can even count Legends Arceus, because if you remember correctly, Legends Arceus, the game for the Switch, released that January, so they did have, two big bang games that year, one at the beginning and one at the end. So that for sure helps. How many copies did Arceus sell? Best-selling Switch games, and then just search Arceus. That did like really well. Yeah, 14, almost 15 million. Yeah, that's a lot. So like that also contributed, add like another 1 billion to that. Like, I mean, you have those games, and then it's not even just that, it's Pokemon. So merch, anime, I mean, there's a lot of ways they're making money, and to get 11.6 billion, I mean, that's a lot. Now, I heard that was, way more than they had made last year, so props, or, the year before that, so 2021, props to the Pokemon company. That's a lot of money. Maybe you can give us, like, I don't know, like 5% for being loyal fans. Like, throw it in your game, like, make it a free gift code, redeem $50 per Pokemon fan. Like, that'd be a nice little treat. I'm just kidding. I would never expect that. But dude, could you imagine the like free gift code, $50 on the eShop? That'd be great. But whether they give us $50 or nothing at all, I'm forever a Pokemon fan, and you probably are as well. Because if you aren't, you probably skipped this segment of the podcast, or this little topic. You probably skipped it. So I assume you're a good Pokemon fan. I have to assume this, okay? And then, guys, there's a bit of Sega news. That might have turned you off right there. Hold on. Hear me out. There's some relation to Nintendo here. Also, some Sega news on August 22nd, which was a Tuesday. We got the confirmed release date for Sonic Superstars. Now, I swear, didn't we know this was releasing October 17th? Like, didn't we know this before last Tuesday? We talked about it, like, last Sunday on my members stream. Like, I guess it's just confirmed now. Like it's like fully official, I guess. I don't even know. But the game releases October 17th. Sonic Superstars, some 2D Sonic action. Now, that October date might ring a bell to you. 3 days after Sonic Superstars releases is when Super Mario Bros. Wonder releases. So it's like, is that game gonna flop now? Is Sonic gonna flop? If you're asking me, I don't think it'll flop per se, but I don't think, it'll be optimized releasing that close to Mario Bros. Wonder. Because, like, if you're a kid and you have $60 to spend on any game, it's like your birthday that week, and your mom will buy you one Switch game. What are you buying? Sonic Superstars or Mario Wonder? Like, you're probably buying Mario Wonder, and then the next time that you can get a game, so let's say, maybe, let's say little Johnny got one game a month. Then comes November. Are you still gonna buy Sonic Superstars? Like, I don't even know. Because you might just go ahead and buy Mario RPG, Like, it's not optimized for it to be on October 17th. I also don't think that they, I was going to say they didn't know that Mario Bros. Wonder was going to be released on that date, but even still, you could have moved it. Like, you had time to move the release date. Even 1 week earlier or later would have been better. I'd say earlier would have been better. Like, if you put it out October 10th, that's great, I don't know why they wouldn't move it, because it's obviously going to affect sales even just, a little bit. Now, for me personally, it won't affect things. I just might not buy it when it releases. Like, it's affecting me, I guess. Yeah, like, I'm not one game a month kind of guy, but I probably won't buy Sonic Superstars on release date because I would have spent like $120 that week. That's kind of a lot. So I probably won't. I'll probably, grab it when it's on sale, because honestly, it probably will go on sale. I bet you Sonic Superstars will go on sale for $40 instead of $60 in the first 5 months. In the first 5. It could definitely be way less, because even, like, look at a game like Sonic Frontiers. Great success. That game has been, like, half off multiple times. It's like, if you think that game is half off and you don't think that Sonic Superstars is going to be, near half off, you're crazy. That game is going on sale. So, I mean, now that I put it like that, I'll probably wait until it goes on sale. I'm talking too fast for my own good. I'll probably wait until then. I think I will. That's just me. I don't know. But if you're a big Sonic fan, there it is for you. August 23rd. Do you see what I mean? How the headline segment is going a bit quicker? Like, I'm trying to include good things. It's a bit of a slow news week, but I'm trying to include good things here. Like, I could tell you about, I don't know, Olimar crashed a ship. Actually, that'd be some big news right there. No, I mean, like, just some random thing. Like, I'm not going to bring you random pieces of news that no one cares about. Like, I've noticed, like, in the retention, like, no one watches these, like, small little segments where I talk about random, Japan things. Like, no one does that. So, I'm bringing you that good stuff. Now, let's go here. August 23rd, Wednesday. I would have missed this news if I was not posting on Saturdays now. The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom got an update. Would you look at that? Can you hear me? It got a freaking update, okay? Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda, has been updated to version 1.2.1. 121. That equals 4. Anyways, so we have some patch notes for the update. I'm bringing you, I believe this is every single one. Sometimes I cut out patch notes sometimes because they're kind of boring. I believe this is all of them. So let's go through very quickly what has changed in Tears of the Kingdom. 1. Fixed an issue that sometimes caused the screen to flicker intensely when large amounts of stamps were placed on the map. Oh boy, you stamp users might have seen this. Then fixed an issue that prevented players from obtaining the contents of treasure chests attached to flux constructs when the treasure chest vanished as a result of the flux constructs attacks. Then, if the treasure chest vanished, reloading the save data will either restore the treasure chest or cause the chest's contents to automatically appear in your pouch. Then, if a certain event does not trigger when talking to Colton after collecting all of the, is it Bubble gems? Downloading this update data will fix it so that the event triggers. And then finally, this is, what the heck? Alexa, stop. Don't make noise during my reading of this, okay? Then, at the end here, this is where they patch your duplication glitch. Several other issues have been addressed to improve the gameplay experience. So, once again, as I said, that's your duplication glitch. That's your tiny little glitch. That's like hey, we don't want to tell you that we're fixing your favorite things about, our game, but we have to because we don't want that in there. So, that's just them not trying to get you upset. But they did fix things that you do like in there that shouldn't be in there. Yeah, glitches are fixed. It's always good to see Zelda get an update. I wonder at what point will that stop? Because with the game like Tears of the Kingdom, there's so many like possibilities. It's like there's so much to cover and so much to patch because there's probably like glitches everywhere. It's like, when is that gonna stop? Honestly, it might not stop until like mid next year. Really, like I could see them continuously putting out patches and patches. Now, there will be more updates, like if they put out DLC and releases, hypothetically, at the end of next year, then, there's going to be an update then, but like patches like this, like how long is that going to go on? I say mid next year. And then, guys, we move on to another piece from August 23rd, a piece of news here. Now, I know that a lot of you have been playing Pokemon Sleep. Would you say playing Pokemon Sleep? I think that Pokemon Sleep is one of the only Pokemon games where, I was going to say it's so boring that it makes you fall asleep, but that's kind of like a D tier joke. Yeah, no, I mean, you sleep with Pokemon Sleep. It's quite obvious it's in the name. This was updated to version 1.0.6. Now, this one, guys, I'm not going to bore you with like 20,000 patch notes. I did it for Zelda because, people want to know what was patched and what wasn't. But with Pokemon Sleep, there's some things that, that are tiny. I'm not going to read every single thing, but there actually is quite a bit to read, though. So I will read the patch notes. I've cut out a few, but most of them are in here. 1. This is version 1.0.6. 1. Implementing the Good Sleep Day event starting Wednesday, August 30th. So they're putting in a little event. It's now active if it is Wednesday, August 30th for you. Then broadening the conditions required to meet one's bedtime so that players can meet their bedtimes by starting sleep tracking up to 90 minutes before or 30 minutes after their set bedtime. Then decreasing the amount of data for new users to download when they register, adding a function that notifies the player on the home screen when a good camp tickets effects have ended, and then we move to sleep tracking updates. Adjustments to make it possible to conduct sleep research even when damage to sleep data causes sleep tracking to fail. Then addressing an issue that caused sleep duration measurements to be significantly shorter when the slumbering stage was not detected during sleep tracking. And then further optimization of power use during sleep tracking. So it's saving you power right there, and that is the full list of patch notes from the Pokemon Sleep update. Honestly, I'll have you know, and most of you know this if you're a normal listener, I don't use Pokemon Sleep. Like, even Apple just issued a warning like a few days ago saying, don't sleep next to your phone when it's charged. They heat up and they can cause fires and burns. Not to scare you at all. I don't want to scare you. I'm just saying that's why I personally do not use Pokemon Sleep. I don't feel it's safe. Now, if you have that Pokemon Go plus thing, sure, fine, okay, sure. But, like, otherwise, like if you don't have that, I would not. My mom always said, don't sleep next to your phone, which is why I sleep next to my phone. However, it's on the ground. Don't be, like, on the same level as it is what I've been told. That's what I've been told. How true is it? It's probably pretty true. That's just my personal take on the whole Pokemon Sleep thing. But yeah, there's an update. And with that, we move to our next piece of news for, what's this, August 23rd? It is indeed. Guys, in about a week, when do we post the next podcast? We post it on Saturday, September 2nd. Okay, so within the next week, Nintendo Live begins. If you don't know what a Nintendo Live is, you might think, oh, it's a cool little live stream. And yeah, you're kind of right. But it's a big event happening in Seattle, Washington, September 1st to 4th, where you can, you play Nintendo games, you watch live concerts, you watch people professionally play Nintendo games. There's a lot going on. Like, if you're a Nintendo fan, this is the place to be. I won't be there, but you might. So, a lot of people didn't get tickets, and a lot of people aren't going to go. So, Nintendo has put out a little article for you who is not going to Nintendo Live. They've put out a little article of tips on how to enjoy Nintendo Live 2023 from home. And there's a few ways, and I thought it was interesting since we won't talk before the whole event actually starts. So, once again, there's tournaments, there's concerts, there's things like that. Here's how you can enjoy the event from home. One of them being you can stream the Nintendo Versus tournament. So essentially, and they've done this before, you can go on their YouTube and you can watch the live stream of what is pretty much professional Nintendo gamers competing in a tournament. So I believe there's a Mario Kart tournament. You can watch that live stream. I believe they do commentary and stuff. That's one way, and if I'm not mistaken, there are 4 different tournaments, 3 or 4 or so. There's Smash, I believe there's Splatoon. Yeah, should be good. I won't watch them because it's just not my cup of tea, but for you, that's one way. And then one that you might be excited for on these live streams. See, this is how they get you to watch. This is how they get you, right? On the live streams, there will be a QR code on the screen. I'm not sure if it'll be 24/7. I doubt that. But, just here and there's either going to be a QR code on the live stream. If you're at the event, it'll be at the event. And there's one more way to get the reward. If you scan the QR code, you can enter a sweepstakes to receive a Nintendo Versus gaming chair. Now, that's pretty cool. They're going to send you a Nintendo gaming chair, that's sick. Now, if you are not at the event and cannot scan the QR code that way, if you don't want to watch the live stream and scan the QR code that way, you can just pay 10 measly Nintendo Platinum points, which I will leave the link to down below, and you can enter these sweepstakes that way. So, just 10 Platinum points, and you can be entered to win a Nintendo Versus gaming chair. That's sick, right? Now, are you going to win? Probably not. Most certainly not. Is it worth a shot? Yeah, because if you win, you have a story to tell. If you win, you get to come on the podcast as a guest. I'm kidding. I don't guarantee that. Unless like Doug Bowser wins, then I'll probably take him up on that. Anyways, then we have a few more tips here. We have a daily quiz. So, on Nintendo's website, you can take quizzes. It says test your knowledge online and earn My Nintendo Platinum points. Questions updated daily on the official website, which I'll link down below, during the event. Look for the first set of questions on September 1st. So, with that, I believe, it's going to be September 1st, new questions. 2nd, new questions. September 3rd, new questions. Like, there's going to be a quiz every day. Let's see how much you know about Nintendo. That's actually a great YouTube short idea. Let's take the official quiz, the official Nintendo Live quiz, and see how many we can get right. With that, though, if you just want, a little some, you don't care about the whole Nintendo Live event, you can just download a little wallpaper. You can download a wallpaper for mobile. You can download it for computer. Any of those, there's a free wallpaper down below. And I did preface it by saying if you don't care about the whole event, I meant like if you're not gonna sit down and watch a live stream, or if you're not gonna go to the event, the wallpaper is the way to go. So that link will be down below. All links are going to be down below. But for our Nintendo Livers, I hope that you have fun in Seattle, Washington. That's going to be the place to be. They should have done it in, like, New York or something. Like, I don't know, because in New York, well, I don't know. It kind of makes sense, because, like, PAX West is going to be happening at, like, the same time. So it makes sense to do it in conjunction. PAX West is pretty cool, though. With that said, we move to our next piece of news here. Wave number 3 of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Switch Online icons are available now. So I'm going to do this with you. All my homies, take out your Switch, turn it on, turn off parental controls, which I have enabled to put a password on my Switch. Open the Switch Online app on your Switch, go in there, and then head over to, I believe it is missions and rewards, and then head over to the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet page, and you will see there are brand new icons to redeem on the Switch Online store right there. And honestly, looking at these, the only ones that I might redeem are the Mew and Mewtwo ones, but there even are like little frames and stuff to redeem. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. This, Nintendo is hinting at a Pokemon and Zelda collaboration. There's a background I'm showing on screen. Audio listeners, I will describe it for you. It has a bunch of yellow triangles on it, and they all are, I think, identical to Triforces from Zelda. That's identical. That is identical to a Triforce. What? Okay, that's kind of weird. They put that one in the wrong section, because there's also Tears of the Kingdom icons available. Dude, they put that one in the wrong page. But with that said, there are icons on the Switch Online page. I believe it is 10 for the actual icons themselves, and then 5 for the frames, and 5 for the backgrounds to make a custom icon for your Switch profile. Bam! Putting the Switch back in the dock. So that's available from August 23rd to August 30th. So as of you seeing this podcast, you have some time to go and get them. And then Wave 4, because that was Wave 3, Wave 4 will be available from August 30th or 31st. Or is there a 31st? Hold on. Oh boy, know your month. There is a 31st. Next Thursday. The next wave is August 31st or so, all the way to a week later, which would be September 7th. Grab those after Wave 3 is all gone before you miss them. Now, children. We move to a fun day. Sunday fun day, but it's not a Sunday. August 24th. We move to yesterday as of recording. That was Thursday, August 24th, 2023. We got some news here. Build-A-Bear. Bet you didn't expect to hear that. Build-A-Bear is in the news, and they have revealed a brand new Mimikyu plush. Now, Mimikyu, obviously, great Pokemon. What better Pokemon could you turn into a Build-A-Bear? I vote Stantler. But, with that said, there is a Mimikyu bundle on the Build-A-Bear website, which I'm on right now, and it appears to be almost like Halloween-y. Like, it looks like a Halloween bundle. I mean, Mimikyu itself is a very much so Halloween-looking Pokemon. But with that said, Mimikyu is on the Build-A-Bear site. I'm sure in stores too, I think in stores. But either way, online is probably... Oh yeah, sorry, it says online exclusive. Well, I take that back. So, the entire bundle with Mimikyu includes the actual Mimikyu plush, a top hat, and a cape and hat set. So there's a Mimikyu top hat and a bow tie set, and then there's also a Mimikyu cape and hat set. So two different outfits, or two different, I guess, pieces of clothing, because you can wear the bow tie with the cape. You can kind of mix and match, but two pieces of clothing sets, and then also a 5-in-1 Mimikyu sound effects. So if you squish the Build-A-Bear, it'll make some Mimikyu type sounds. Now, all of that equals $70 or, $69 to be very exact. I mean, that's a lot of money for a dang Mimikyu. So, without all the clothing, the plush itself is very normal. It's $34 for the Mimikyu plush itself. Just that alone, which I would probably recommend, because all the other clothing and the sounds, I mean, that's kind of like a little gimmick if you want that cool, but it just quickly tallies on to the price. Like, the hat and bow tie set is $10.50. The cape and hat set is $16. Bro, you can buy multiple Switch games for $16. So, what do you want? A Mimikyu cape and hat set, or like 5 Switch indie games? Like, choose your route. But, that's out there. Mimikyu, if you're a big Mimikyu fan, you are jumping it with joy right now. Like, this is your dream announcement, I would probably say. But yeah, the $70 price tag did shock me until I found that you can just, buy the plush alone. And so that was a bit more calming, because, who wants to pay that much, But that is an online exclusive item right there, and that'll be available until it is not available. I mean, like, if you look at, when they've collabed with, Nintendo or Pokemon, if we go to, let's go to the Animal Crossing collection. And what's also cool is, like, Build-A-Bear also go on sale often. So, like, if this if the Mimikyu is a Halloween thing, it'll go on sale in, like, next June, because, like, that's not Halloween season. For example, these Animal Crossing Build-A-Bear, Tom Nook, Isabelle, KK, have been out for over 2 years. They're all half off. Every single one's half off. Is it because they didn't sell well? Probably not. They probably sold, like, pretty well, because Animal Crossing is huge. I wouldn't say bigger than Pokemon, but like New Horizons was pretty dang big. So with that, they could go half off eventually, but this Mimikyu is looking good. Get it now. Get it soon. Link in description. And then we move to more news, August 24th. So, guys, I woke up August 24th. I'm doing my thing, right? I'm waking up. We hit a cold shower. You know, maybe we'll go to the gym. I did go to the gym. You come home, you log on to Twitter, and you see a tweet from the man, the myth, the bird, Puro. Now, if you don't know who Puro is, I think probably the only credible Nintendo leaker as of right now that you can, like, always trust. Puro, I have not seen get anything wrong. And if you don't mess with, you know, Nintendo leakers, if you don't like hearing, oh my gosh, it's a leaker, oh, I don't care, they're always wrong. Guys, Puro is the one who leaked 2D Mario, leaked Mario Bros. Wonder, leaked Mario RPG, leaked Detective Pikachu Returns, leaked so much stuff, and they leaked this announcement. So all credit, all hail Puro. Okay, Puro gets everything right, and they got this, this whole announcement correct, or they teased it, and it was, it actually happened. So I don't want to hear. I will defend Puro until they get something wrong. I will fight for Puro. Okay. With that said, what the heck happened? So Puro tweets, NSO Switch Online news coming later today, and then replies to their own tweet and says N64. So with that, you would think, N64 stuff, like either a brand new game or one of the ones that was announced, like, Mario Party 3 is coming to Switch. That's pretty sick. And so it wasn't until 9 p.m. that night, I believe, when we got the news that Excitebike 64 is coming to Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. If we go to the, Twitter account here, we can see, what does it say? Want to get some serious air? Race across 20 tracks and set the daredevil inside you free in Excitebike 64, coming to Switch for Switch Online Plus expansion pack members on August 30th, which is next Wednesday, but they always release like the night before, so like Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, you should have access to Excitebike 64. I could be wrong, but that is normally how that goes. Either way, by August 30th, you should have it. So with that there, they put out a little trailer of it on their YouTube channel, on their Twitter. It's cool stuff. Now, I unfortunately do not own the expansion pack, so I won't be playing this, but if you do, that's sick news. Excitebike, I've heard, is a great game. I've not messed with it too much here and there, but not much, so I don't feel qualified to give my full thoughts on it. But definitely, if you do have the expansion pack, you have your next Wednesday booked, honestly. You have it booked. That's what you're doing. You're playing Excitebike 64. It's non-negotiable, okay? That's what you're doing. Now, our final piece of news, I believe, unless I can check my phone real quick and see if there's any other news, is from August 25th, today as of recording the podcast here. Pokemon Sleep, we talked about it earlier, has reached 10 million downloads. That's a lot of freaking downloads, right? People are snoozing, right? Come on now, bro. It's jumping over there on the Pokemon Sleep servers, right? So it's reached 10 million downloads. Not much to unpack right there. It's just a cool little piece of information. I will say I did see it coming because, some people like to sleep, some don't. Some can't get good sleep. So when you see any kind of, app that is making sleep fun or making tracking sleep fun or any of this kind of stuff, it intrigued me. And so I would imagine that it intrigues many people. And so you have 10 million downloads on this pretty cool. I keep on almost calling it a game. It's an app. It's not a game. You're just sleeping. Many people love Pokemon Sleep. It's got 10 million downloads. Bam, that's a number. Half the amount of people who own Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. That's a stat for you. Anyways, let's grab my phone here. I'm not gonna, get all distracted or whatever. Let's scroll on Twitter. Or guys, are we still calling it Twitter or is it X? Like, is it normal to call it X now or is it Twitter? I'm gonna keep on calling it Twitter. Let's make sure we have not missed any pieces of news. Now, I'm a skilled multitasker. I can talk to you just like how I'm doing now and scroll my entire Twitter notifications. And it appears there is no breaking news as of 2/22. That's a cool number. August, August 25th. So, bam! That's the gist of it right there. Now, there's one more thing that, kind of goes at the butt of the headline segment. Nintendo Switch maintenance, okay? Maintenance sucks, but they have to do it. There's one session of scheduled maintenance as of right now, and that is going to take place on Monday, August 28th, 2023 at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time oh, it's like cut off. What the heck? Oh, wait a minute. My notes are cut off. Oh, God. Okay. Here it is right here. Here it is here. Here it is here. So it takes place. Oh, geez. Load. August 28th at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time to Tuesday, August 29th at 2:30 a.m. Pacific time. So that is a long maintenance. That is 6 hours. Dang, okay. And so what they're doing, it's going to be Nintendo eShop maintenance. And what they're specifically doing is it's something with using credit card, and then in parentheses it says including child Nintendo account creation in US. So I assume you won't be able to use your credit card, including child account creation in the US. So if you want to buy a game, do it before this 6-hour session, because it appears it's going to be a bit hard to do that at that point. Now, if you're on the East Coast, it's pretty unlikely that you're buying a game at that would be 11:30 p.m. on the East Coast. So kind of unlikely. They do it at a good time when like no one's really buying games and stuff. So I'm not sure if the entire eShop will be down, but it appears, I'm not even sure if like credit card usage will be down, because that'd be a pretty big hit. But just overall, there's gonna be maintenance, so be prepared. If you are gonna get any game, do it before then. With that said, that is all of our Nintendo news headlines for right now. We have more next week, and then we have 2 segments of some topics, I guess. Like, one's not totally news, and then the other one, everyone wants to hear my thoughts about. Like, bro, the amount of like comments, emails in different languages that I've gotten asking me to talk about our second segment here coming up, or really our 4th segment, is insane. And that segment is Charles Martinet, Mario's voice actor, retiring, and we're gonna get to that. But for our next segment, I want to talk about a game that you've probably forgotten about. Not the game itself, but like, what's happening, okay? I'm not going to tell you what it is. Let's just go. Let's just go to the segment, all right? Let's just go. Guys, I'm going to tell you something that you forgot about. Pikmin 1+2 Physical Edition releases next month, or maybe when you're watching, this month. Did you even remember that? I mean, do you care about Pikmin 1+2 Physical Edition? Because here's the whole thing. This is great. Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2, I've played both, phenomenal games. But here's the thing. Most people don't mind downloading digital games. And so when this was revealed in the June Direct of 2023, this is sick. It's like, yeah, Pikmin 1 and 2. Here's the thing. It's a June Direct. Pikmin 4 released in July, okay? If you want to play some Pikmin games before Pikmin 4, your only option is to your options, you buy it on GameCube, you buy it on Wii, you pirate it, which is illegal, don't ever do that. Or, you download it through the Switch, right? And so, there's copies on eBay for the Wii and the GameCube, and they're like jacked up prices. It's like $50 for Pikmin 1, 50 for Pikmin 2. It's like you aren't paying that, right? So why not pay $50 for both on the Switch? Swell idea. That's a great idea, right? So if you had the urge to play Pikmin 1 and 2 and you didn't have it on the Wii already or the GameCube, you'd probably get it on Switch digitally. Okay. So at this point in time, I'm near convinced that everybody who wants to own Pikmin 1 and 2 does. It's either on Switch or, as I said, Wii and GameCube. You have the game, right? And it'd be weird to have Pikmin 4 on release date on July 21st and not have played Pikmin 1 and 2 and still be waiting for it to release physically on September 22nd. Like, do you care that it's releasing physically? Like, do you at all care about this? Like, is anybody buying Pikmin 1 and 2 physically? Please comment down below, because I don't even know. Now, here's the thing. I am a physical gamer to death, and so is my brother, okay? My brother is also physical games. He bought it digitally. Like, that's how big of an impact, putting out games digitally first and then physically has. Now, he is a gigantic Pikmin fan, so I can respect it. He said he'll probably buy both, physical and digital. That's a lot of money right there. But, like, dude, it's making, like, physical gamers, and it almost got me, buy this digital. And they did this previously with, like, Metroid Prime Remastered. It was out digitally that same day that it was announced, and then physically 2 weeks later. What did everyone do? They went to go and buy it digitally. Now, you could pre-order it that same day physically, but, like, no one did that. Like, you just want to play the game. Are they prioritizing digital? Probably. I wouldn't be shocked. And I want to know how many of you out there are buying Pikmin 1+2 physically. It's such a weird thing. It's like after like 3 months, then you're going to buy it? Because it really is 3 months later. That's June 21st to September 22nd. That's 3 months later to put out games they've already made. I don't get it. I don't know. Now, do I think that Pikmin 1 and 2 are doing great on Switch? I'm sure. 1 million's probably a bit much, but they've probably both done like over 300, 400,000 copies each. Like, probably. I think they're doing great. It's just like, who's left? Like, who doesn't own the games yet? I own them for Wii and GameCube. Sorry, just Wii, sorry. And I don't, feel a big need to buy Pikmin 1+2 physically on Switch, even though I will. It's just like, I would really be intrigued to know who the heck is buying Pikmin 1+2 physically. Like, okay. If I were to sit at, GameStop maybe, if I was to stand there and wait until somebody walks in and goes, "Hi, I'd like a copy of Pikmin 1+2 physically on Switch," I would probably be there for, I think, maybe over a week. I mean, it's just not going to happen. It's not happening. You're going to have those collectors, people who are trying to buy every single Switch game. They're going to buy it. Pikmin fans, they're going to buy it. Me, I'm going to buy it. You might buy it. But it's just like, you know what? I made it sound like way more people are going to buy it than they actually are. Like, Pikmin fans are probably, if they're that big of Pikmin fans, they already have the games digitally or on the Wii. You don't need Pikmin 1+2 physical edition, and I think it's so weird that it's releasing 3 months later. Do you care? That's the final thing. Do you care, about Pikmin 1+2? No one cares. Nobody cares. It's just so confusing. It's a weird approach. Is that game even going to be on one cartridge? Like, how does that work? Is it going to be one cartridge with, like, one pop-up icon? Or is it going to be 2 cartridges with 2 pop-up icons? Or is it going to be 1 cartridge with 2 different softwares? Like, what is it going to be? It's a big mystery. I just feel like if you look at a Switch collector's shelf or a Switch player's shelf, the average Switch owner, you're not going to see Pikmin 1+2 on the shelf. You aren't going to see it. That's as long as you don't come to my house. Otherwise, like, you aren't seeing this. Bro, you aren't seeing this. You're not going to see it anywhere. Do you care about Pikmin 1+2? Let me know in the comments, because I do, but I see many people who don't care. Like, this is their last game until Mario Bros. Actually, until Pikachu returns. It's their last thing. And there's no, like, promo for it. So it's like no one's gonna, remember that it's out until they go to Target one day and they go in the Switch aisle and see Pikmin 1. Like, where did that come from? It's like, there's no promo for that, which, there shouldn't be. It's already out. It's like, a thing now. I just feel like it's so weird. It's weird, man. There should be a dang bonus for buying it physically. Make it twice the platinum points. Double it, okay? Because it's a hard buy, okay? But that's that. Let me know if you're buying it. Let's move to the next segment. I had to discuss that. I had to talk about it. I had to talk about Pikmin 1+2. Because, like, bro, no one's buying that, man. It's just weird. You probably didn't even know that it's releasing September 22nd? Like, bro, I don't know. Let's get to what you want to hear about, though. Guys, the voice actor for Mario retired. And I didn't know that I'd be saying this that soon, but yeah, it's true. What are my thoughts on it? Let's talk. So I will reiterate what I said earlier. I have never received more Discord messages, more comments, more emails, and more emails in different languages. And also some Twitter DMs. And even one Instagram DM about my thoughts on the voice actor for Mario, Charles Martinet, retiring. I've never had more messages in my life to discuss this. And we're finally doing it on the Nintendo podcast. Okay, so here we go. First things first. Charles Martinet. A legend. An absolute legend. This guy, if you watch any, like, interviews or, like, any, like, fan interactions, like, this guy was the sweetest. You couldn't... It wasn't possible to have a bad interaction with Charles Martinet. Now, I've never met him, but that's from what I've seen. Like, you couldn't have a bad interaction. It wasn't possible. His Mario voice has been the voice of Mario since Mario had a voice. I mean, this guy is a legend. And not even just Mario. Like, we're saying Mario voice actor. Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, I believe Baby Mario, I believe Baby Luigi. Like, bro, he's everything, right? Like, this is like, a big chunk of Nintendo, almost, kind of, not really. But, I mean, man, it's just like, it came way too soon. This whole, retirement came way too soon. Now, there was an announcement on Twitter of, Nintendo. Can we actually, like, pull up the entire thing? Like, I mean, honestly, it's just, like, not what I expected to see on my timeline this soon. And when I saw it, I wasn't hit with, like, a heart drop or anything, because I feel like I didn't expect it, like I said, but I almost did see it coming. So they've said Charles Martinet has been the original voice of Mario in Nintendo games for a long time, as far back as Mario 64. Charles is now moving into the brand new role of Mario Ambassador. Pause. What is a Mario Ambassador? Like, is that just like a legacy, role, like a legacy position? Is that what that means? Like he's just like legendary Mario. It's like, that's what we call him now. He's God. Like, I don't like Mario I mean, it's great. I mean, not that he shouldn't be, not that he should be a Luigi ambassador, but like Mario ambassadors is it's a pretty good title. Right? It's a good title. It's a good title for him, right? And so they also say, I won't read the entire thing, but they also say, please keep an eye out for a special video message from Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles himself, which we will post at a future date. And when that comes out, we will talk about that on the podcast here. But it's just weird. I didn't expect it. Now, in terms of some things that have come out ever since, we have two little pieces of info regarding upcoming games, right? Actually, make that 3, because 1's pretty important. So 1, he will not be in Mario Bros. Wonder. 2, he will not be in WarioWare Move It. And 3, he will remain in Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Because obviously that game was made years ago. It was made for the 3DS, I believe 2013 or 14, or maybe even earlier. It was made a while ago. He was already in that game. You know, they're not gonna replace his voice just for that one remake of it. They aren't doing that. So he remains in that game, but for future games moving forward, that seems to be the last of Charles Martinet. Now, with that said, he's not in WarioWare. He's not in, Mario Bros. Wonder. Who is? So, who is this next voice actor? So, I will have you know this. So obviously, we've all seen the trailer for Mario Bros. Wonder. If you haven't, you're under a rock. But if you have, you can hear Mario's voice. And right when this came out, Twitter went off and was like, this doesn't sound like Charles. I'm not going to lie. Like I thought it was Charles the entire time. Like people were like, it's not Charles. When he said, owie, zowie, like, it's not Charles. I thought it was him the whole time. What I thought it was, all this time, Mario Bros. Wii, Mario Bros. U, any of these, Odyssey. I think what had happened was, for the most part, we had been hearing old voice clips of Mario. Like, you can reuse the Let's Go or the Yahoo as many times as you want. I thought they had finally, recorded new voice clips for Mario Bros. Wonder. You can't, I don't think before Mario Wonder anyone has ever said, owie, zowie, when they turn into an elephant. Like, I thought it was, like, all new stuff, right? And so Twitter was saying, it's not Charles. And then the other half of Twitter was like, it is Charles, and I was one of them. And so it comes out, I believe GameXplain put it out there, because I believe they reached out to them for comment, and, Nintendo said, it's not Charles, and a new voice actor will be credited in the game. Dude, this new voice actor must be feeling like Batman, bro. He's like, it's me, and they don't know it yet. Like, bro, this guy must be feeling so cool. Like, he's the new voice actor, and he's about to explode in fame come October. This guy must be, like, living the life, bro. He's telling all his friends, I got the Mario role. Like, this guy, I would kill to be this guy right now. Man, so we're all gonna like him. Now, who is he? Is he an older guy? Is he a younger folk? Is he Chris Pratt? Is he Taylor Swift? I mean, who knows who that is, right? And so, I think it's gonna be really interesting to see who it is. The only thing that I fear is, like, backlash against this guy, which I don't think would ever happen. Like, somebody's gotta, replace Mario, right? Another thing is, like, is this guy only voicing Mario, or is he going to voice Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, and the babies? Because you got to think, if I'm not wrong, Charles Martinet made up the voices for, like, Wario and Waluigi. Those are, like, kind of hard to copy. Like Mario's voice, if you spend enough time, you can probably get it down. Wario, Waluigi, and the babies, and Luigi, that's a lot of work. And I also wonder, like, how did they find a guy? And, like, no one knew that, they were looking for new voice actors. Like, no one, like, it was never in the news, like, there's a voice actor application for, Nintendo. There was never nothing like that. Not that I saw, anyway. Not that I saw. At least not somewhat recently. So, this was some down low stuff. It was some down low stuff. So, I'm happy for the new guy. And if you're asking me, I don't really mind. Like, it sounds like the exact same. And I love Charles. His work is phenomenal. But, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, how often are you even hearing Mario's voice? You're not hearing it often. Like, it's not like he's often speaking full sentences. There are some times where he makes more sounds than others. Owie, zowie! But, like, he isn't saying, like, I almost said something. I almost said something that I shouldn't have. He isn't saying like, "Oh, I love you, Peach." Like he just doesn't really do that, you know. So it's not changing too much. And the fact that I already thought the new voice actor was Charles says a lot, because it sounds nearly just like him. What I thought they should do, actually, I won't say it, because last time that I said those two letters, I got like shadow banned or something. Is that even a thing? You know, okay, put it this way. I thought they should make like a robot voice of Charles Martinet. You know, those two letters, I can't say them, but like preserve his voice. You know, how do I say it? I don't want to say the two letters because I'm gonna get hidden on YouTube. There's a way that you can, you know, make people say things that they didn't say. So like if you took enough clips of this podcast, you can put me into a machine and make me say certain things, right? I thought they would just do that. I thought they would find a way to like put his voice in a machine and like make it say things and reuse it until the end of time. Well, it appears not. They have a brand new voice actor, okay? Am I in support? Yeah, because what else are you going to do? It's just crazy. And I saw this, dude, after they tweeted that he's retiring, I saw this tweet from an account. It was like quotes that don't age well or something like that. And it was an article that says, Charles Martinet, I want to voice Mario until I drop dead. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. And it was like 2 years ago. So I don't know if there was, you know, an emergency reason. I don't know what the heck it was. But he is retiring. He can certainly rest. He's done his part for, you know, more than enough years now. He can rest. He deserves his rest. All of them do. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Charles Martinet retiring. Sad stuff, but it was going to happen at some point. Why not pull off the Band-Aid now? Had to be done. But yeah, that's the segment. Rough stuff, you know. Rough stuff. Yeah, there you go. Now, I can stop getting emails in Swedish and all the other languages I was sent emails in. I can stop getting these now because I just talked about the whole Charles Martinet. Like, bro, there were people like, okay, sorry, little inside scoop here. People were like writing in my comments, did you hear about this? Like, bro, if you know, I know. I run a news podcast. If you know, I know. It was just weird. But yeah. I put out like a little, you know, community post saying like who should be the next voice actor. I made it into I made it into a YouTube short, and you know, some said Chris Pratt, some said Taylor Swift, some Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast would not be a good voice actor for Mario. I love Mr. Beast as much as the next guy. But there's some people who are made for voice acting and some who aren't. I mean, I couldn't do it. I'm not, you know, putting down... someone's going to say, EmSwizzle hates on Mr. Beast. I'm not at all. Not at all. I mean, he's great. I'm just saying, like, would he be a good, like, Mario voice actor? Like, probably not. Like, there's very, very few people who have that thing. That Mario voice. They found one of them to replace Charles. It's weird, but... With that said, let's get to the segment. The final segment of the show, and the one that you love. Let's go. Alright guys, it's your favorite segment. We're answering your questions on the Mario matter with the chitter chatter. It's jumping over here, right? So, one quick thing before I tell you how to ask questions, and before I actually answer these questions, one quick thing. Guys, the answering your questions segment has gotten to be like, almost like an hour long sometimes. So I have to say, I have taken less questions starting now. I have taken all member questions. So there's 4 member questions right here. And then I've taken 4 from YouTube and 4 from Discord, giving me 12 questions to answer. Because I used to do 20. Guys, please understand. Like, that was like the longest segment of the podcast sometimes. Like, answering your questions, it's great, and I do it so much on live streams. But, like, on the podcast, I can't have it go longer than, like, a full hour. I'm sorry, but, next live stream, pop your question in the chat. I will answer it. Hopefully, anyway. I will try to answer it. We can't put a guarantee on that. But with that said, answering your question segment. What this is? Well, I answer your I answer your questions, right? So, if you want to ask a question, what you can do is you can either every single Wednesday I post on my YouTube community tab, hey, hope you're well, ask me questions, and in the comments it'll be answered next episode, that kind of stuff. And then so you can leave your comment down there. If you want to find it, go to my YouTube channel, go to the community tab, and then scroll down. You're gonna see it after Wednesdays. And then if you don't want to wait, what you can also do is go to my Discord server, link in description. There's a channel in there called the Ask EmSwizzle channel. Go there and put your question in there, and that you can do 24/7. You don't have to wait until next Wednesday to ask me a question there. You can do it right now, whether you're listening at 4 a.m. or you're listening at 2 p.m., whatever it is. So, with that said, if you want to guarantee your question to be answered, feel free to become a channel member. Link is down below to do so. And so that means supporting me monetarily for as low as $1.99 a month. I can't even talk, guys. $1.99 a month gets you priority question, guaranteed question, gets you exclusive podcast episodes, which I'm recording today, gets you emojis, gets you a badge next to your name on the channel, gets you so much cool stuff, and there's even more tiers that give you cooler stuff. So great. And so let's begin with our 4 member questions. One being from Sonic Generations asking, why did Nintendo go from powerful gaming to family fun gaming? That's more of a question for them, but I can still answer that. Why did they do that? A lot of it's just because they tried the GameCube, and the GameCube got blown out of the water by the PS2. And they're looking at PS2, they're looking at Xbox, and they're like, you know what? Do we really want to be one of them? And so with that, they made the DS, they made the Wii. It's all fun gaming, and those were big successes, so they stuck with them. They then tried to make the Wii U and make that like a fun thing. They tried. Then Switch. It's not very powerful, but it's fun, it's gimmicky, that's cool. They like that. So I think a lot of it was just competition. But yeah, that's kind of what I grabbed from that. Then DK Lackeys, how would you react if Chris Pratt was announced for the new Mario voice? I'm still crying after Charles has retired, and I hope the new voice actor does good. If Chris Pratt was announced as the voice actor, I mean, here's the thing. I wouldn't hate it, but we're obviously going to have a very, very different Mario voice. Because you hear Chris Pratt in the movie, even if he tried to put on more of like a Mario voice, it just would sound nothing like Charles Martinet. When looking for a new voice actor, you can't always look at like, celebrities. A lot of people become celebrities from being voice actors. Like, this new Mario voice actor is going to blow up in popularity after he's revealed. And so, if you don't believe that, look at any voice actor. You know them because they're voice actors. They were probably, in most, not in every case, but in most cases, normal people, or, they've done smaller voice acting gigs before their big one, And there's just some people who have that thing, who can voice act Mario. Chris Pratt might not be one of them. Now, once again, he is a good voice actor, but for the Mario voice, I don't know that he's there. So I don't think that it'd be a good idea if he was the voice actor for Mario, like in the games. Movies fine, but in the actual games, not a great idea. Yeah, I wouldn't throw a fit but I would definitely have some words if that was, announced as the new voice actor. Then Turdy Stomper, still on member questions. We have 2 more. Do you think GameCube games will come to Switch Online? My normal answer to this is no, because they've remastered so many of them. They've remastered Metroid Prime, remastered, obviously. It is in the name. Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2. They did one more that I cannot put my finger on right now. Oh, they did one more, right? Maybe not. Maybe so. But they're remastering GameCube games and putting them on sale for a price right now. So for them to make Switch Online games of other GameCube games, it wouldn't make much sense because, like, there's certain levels. So, like, okay. N64 and below, SNES and NES is all free. What's next right there is GameCube. So maybe next console, everything GameCube will be pushed into the free section. That's what I'm thinking, but I don't even know because, like, if the next console is backwards compatible, you can't really put GameCube games on there because, like, for the people who have Metroid Prime Remastered, there's no point in having that if the next console can play GameCube games on Switch Online and then, have it for free there. Like, people who bought Metroid Prime Remastered would feel scammed. So I'll give you this. This will not happen on the Switch. If the next console does not have backwards compatibility, if it does not have it, I think we will have GameCube games, on the online service. If it does have that, I say no. That's what it comes down to. Then Cam Games, what is your opinion on Mario Baseball? Mario Baseball, I like it a lot. I just wish, here's the thing. I wish it got some more promo. I wish that they would bring it back in some way, shape, or form. I used to love playing Mario Baseball. It was like, I'd say, this isn't great. It's like my 3rd favorite Mario Sports series. Like, it goes Mario Tennis to Mario Golf, then Mario Baseball. Like, that's probably how it goes for me. So I think that it's great. I just don't know why they didn't bring it back yet. You bring back Mario Strikers, Mario Golf, those games were both received pretty poorly. What's Mario Baseball going to do? Maybe they're scared to do it now, because those were all received bad. The only one that wasn't received bad was Mario Tennis Aces. Tennis Aces was not even received bad. I think if you kind of listen to the critique of Mario Golf and Mario Strikers, as in there not being, enough content, I think that's how you can create a successful Mario Baseball game. Listen to the critiques of your failed ones and put all the, new improvements into the newer games. And that's what you do with a game like Mario Baseball. So really, I love it. I love Mario Baseball. I'll be jumping if they bring it back. Do I think that they will? I mean, it's so possible. Like, it could happen next Direct, for sure. It's possible at any moment. Any moment. If I had to bet on it, if it was coming to Switch, I would bet on it being shown next February because it would be like a summer game, I think. It could be a fall thing too. I don't know. It's such a coin toss. I don't know if it'll happen, but if it could happen at any point. It could be it could be a shadow drop, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully I'm hoping that it comes back. Hopefully. Then, moving to normal questions, we have 8 to answer. 4 from YouTube, 4 from Discord. Valex Gaming asks, do you think the next Zelda game will be another remake or a completely new game? So the next Zelda game, next Zelda anything, is going to be a remake for sure. For sure, because the next Zelda game is not going to come for 5 years, 6 years, maybe even 7. And so if they were to not put out anything in between, that'd be weird. They're going to put out, a few things in between. What do I think that it'll be? Twilight Princess HD, and Wind Waker HD. So it's going to be remakes or, rather remasters in this case. But yeah, I think remasters are next to kind of keep the fans playing some Zelda. But after that, then a new mainline game, completely new. But it'll take time for that to release. Like, it's probably in very early stages of, development now, the next Zelda game. But they can throw out remasters like it's nothing. Like, they did Skyward Sword, they did Twilight Princess, they did Wind Waker for the Wii U and stuff. Like, it's not hard to get that out. So they can for sure do that, yeah. I think remake, though, is my final answer. And then Velox Player 098, yeah, 7. What a username. If you were told that a Nintendo console, not handheld, had to be deleted, which one would you pick? Okay. So my answer would be the Color TV game, which is like their first ever like attempt at a home console, but that doesn't like really count. Like, it's not often seen as like the first home console. The NES is more so seen like that, or the Famicom rather. Yeah, that's a rough one. That's a rough one. So you're giving me NES, SNES, N64, GameCube, Wii, Wii U, and Switch. That's a rough run. Rough one. That's a rough one. I don't say this lightly, because that's a very, very hard selection, but I can probably go without some NES games. And listen, NES games are great. Phenomenal. I have freaking NES controllers behind me for our video listeners. They're amazing. They're classic. Perfect. I could go without them. Like, I don't find myself playing NES games, like, often. So I could personally go without those. But, like, N64 stuff, GameCube stuff, like, that's still, like, some good stuff. And obviously, NES is also good stuff. But, like, I can go without them. And if I do want to deep dive into retro stuff, I can still play, retro games. Like, I can play Atari, I can play little arcade machines, things like that. And so, yeah, I'm saying NES, but I don't say it lightly. It's not a very easy, decision. Then Asaroth, for real, why Talt? Dude, these usernames are great. Asks, what kind of Nintendo content does the best for you? Okay, so what does the best for me? That's some like channel question kind of stuff. In terms of like this podcast and stuff, bro, if they drop the next console, this podcast explodes. If there's any like credible, I guess Nintendo Switch 2 rumor, yeah, it's jumping. It's jumping. But I try my best not to report on like not true rumor. Like, for example, I was looking for news today. I came across this one Twitter user, no credibility. They've appeared out of the blue, and they were saying like they have multiple pictures on their Twitter of them saying the next console is called the Nintendo Focus, and they showed like pictures of like the home screen and stuff. Like, I don't really believe it. So I don't dig, even though that's what does best. So to answer your question, Switch 2 stuff does really well, but I don't want to be annoying and like overdo it. Switch 2, in terms of like YouTube Shorts, either fun videos on recent events, like for example, the Mario voice actor video is actually not doing as well as I thought it might, but things like that, like spins on recent events. Like, this video was perfect. I made a video of a leaked Switch 2 concept and saying everything wrong with it. 1, it includes Switch 2. 2, this concept appeared very, very recently. And 3, I was adding my own spin on it. So that video was like made to blow up. It did like 2 million views or like 1 million. I don't even know. That was made to explode. And maybe I'll even do that more. I don't know. You know what? That's my next video. We're roasting more Switch Pro concepts. Hold on. Oh my god. We got a video idea today. Sick. Concepts. Bam. There we go. All right, cool. Thanks. But yeah, Switch 2 stuff. And there's just some shorts that you know are going to do really well. Switch 2, it all kind of has to be like trending stuff, though, or opinionated stuff. Like, did this thing get better or worse? You want to kind of hear my thoughts on it and wait for a moment to roast me because, you don't agree with me or something like that, So, yeah, Switch 2, opinionated stuff, and recent stuff. And then Stupid Mario 7077. What a fire. Dude, these undefeated usernames today. What is your favorite Mario character? My favorite Mario character is either Captain Toad, weirdly enough. I just like Captain Toad. I don't even know. Captain Toad, which should count as Mario, right? Like it's Toad, but like, in a captain uniform. If that doesn't count, I give you Toadsworth. Toadsworth appeared in several games, not much anymore. He appeared in Mario Sunshine is like the big one, and a few others here and there. Like, I believe, like, some Mario parties and stuff. Toadsworth, Grandpa Toad. I love Toadsworth so much. And he doesn't get enough credit, rightfully so, because he's not around much anymore. If you have not played a Mario game, if you began playing Mario games, say, like, 2017, and then later, like, you probably haven't seen much of Toadsworth at all. He's not there often. But Toadsworth is a hidden gem of a character. Now we move to Discord questions. We have 4 left. Doozy asks, what's a good Wii game that you recommend? Just got my childhood Wii back, looking for good games. Yes, I can give you a few because there's a few that I've been playing. So let's get this, out of the way. First things first, Pikmin 1 and 2. It's on the Switch, but like phenomenal Wii experience too. I will give you my favorite Wii game, Animal Crossing City Folk. I love that one to death. If you're even remotely an Animal Crossing fan, I wouldn't say that it's like the best game in the franchise. Some think that, but not all. It's like a remastered Animal Crossing Wild World. It's so much fun. The soundtrack is great. It's a beautiful game. Skyward Sword. I gotta stop saying games that are on the Switch, but Zelda Skyward Sword is great. I'm trying to think of like what other Wii games I play, because once again, a lot of them have been ported. Wii games, Mario Galaxy 2 is still on there, but I'm sure that you've played that if you had a Wii. Trying to think of like hidden gem kind of stuff, I almost said Go Vacation, but that's also on Switch. Can I search Wii games and like recommend? Because like I haven't played the Wii in like a little while. I kind of forget some of the games. Mario Super Sluggers. There you go. Mario Super Sluggers right there. Mario Baseball. Mario Party 8 I thought was phenomenal. Smash Bros. Brawl obviously up there. Mario Sports Mix. There you go. Mario Sports Mix. That's a good one. See, I had to look at all the games before I can tell you, what is good, what's good and what's not. Donkey Kong Country Returns. That's also on 3DS though. Super Paper Mario, any of these games are super great. WarioWare Smooth Moves, any of those. Yeah, I give you any of those. My favorite Wii game of all time, though, is Animal Crossing City Folk. It's not like a better game than I'd say, Mario Galaxy, for example, but I am just such an Animal Crossing nerd. It's just like by default, City Folk. So, yeah. Marlon N asks, will EmSwizzle do collabs with anyone in the near future? Oops, my desk. Like Nico, BBQ, Nathaniel Bandy, Tetra Bit Gaming, Scott the Waz, etc. Yeah. If I get the right video idea, like I tried actually one time with a few of those names. I don't know if I ended up in the spam folder. I might have been in the spam folder, but I didn't get responses. So it'll probably be a while until I try again with collabs and stuff. Because here's the thing, like it's hard to collab on YouTube Shorts. That's like a minute video, not easy. For long forms, obviously, that's where you'd want to do it. A lot of my videos, like, oh, I didn't even say this. My 2 segments in the podcast are gonna now become long form videos. It's hard to have a guest on the podcast because either like the only way that I'd have a guest nowadays is if like they're a super big, Nintendo YouTuber. And that's not to say that I don't, I shun smaller YouTube, like obviously not. I would love to have, other smaller, creators on here. I would love that. But when I did, no one, that's so mean. How do I say it lightly? Like, a lot of people like didn't like it. Like, I got like negative feedback. It was like the most disliked episode. It's like, how can I do that again? It's like hard. It's like really, really hard to bring on someone that not no one. This is so, Bo, I'm sorry. It's hard to bring somebody on that like people are somewhat unfamiliar with, because just no one liked it, because for like 34 episodes at that point had been all me. So that's what you come for. So if it was any of those names like you mentioned, I'd probably have them on as a guest. It's just hard to collab otherwise. So in short, if I get the right like long form video idea, yeah, I'm down. And I could reach out. Also, ball's kind of in their court though, because if they don't want to collab with me, then it just can't happen. But in the future, not in the near future, maybe, but like down the line, I definitely do want to do more collabs. I'm just kind of like in a tunnel vision right now, like trying to get shorts out, trying to get this podcast out. But yeah, definitely in the future. I'm not sure about near future though. And then Iman asks, are you thinking about doing more live gameplays like what you did with Pikmin? Yes, I am. So I'm looking at the end of this year right now. You have Detective Pikachu Returns, you have freaking Mario Bros. Wonder, you have WarioWare Move It, and a few others, obviously. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm probably going to rerun some Mario Bros. Games or something like that. Like maybe we'll play Mario Bros. Wii. I don't know for sure. Because like I've played like all the Mario Bros. Games. It's like I played Pikmin 3 on stream because I hadn't played it before. So it's like if I played Mario Bros, like I would know what to expect. You all have probably played Mario Bros. You would know what to expect. It's kind of hard to do it with Mario. Like I don't know, that I would do that. So I'm not sure. It would also be kind of forced because like I'm trying to beat Pikmin 3 when I was playing it. So I figured if I streamed it, it'd be more motivating. But like me just playing a game that I have played before and like know all the ins and outs too, it's like I'm not sure that would be great, So I don't want to do a stream if it's not going to be great. And so with that, I am planning more, but I just don't know that I have found the right game to do like a gameplay series of. So with that, I mean, if it comes up, yes. But as of right now, nothing currently planned. We have some streams planned. Like I have streams planned, but no like gameplay series like Pikmin. Nothing like that. We have some Halloween stuff coming up. We have because like, sorry if you can see my foot. No, you can't. I got my 3DS back. It has a capture card installed. This opens up more possibilities to play games and stuff like that. So Halloween, we'll play the Animal Crossing event. I'm not sure if it'll be Halloween day or the day before Halloween, but we will do some Halloween stuff on here. And then yeah, that's the current plan. But stream series, I don't fully know yet. And then Mario Gamer, final question: do you think Waluigi is going to be in the next Mario movie? I think for sure. I think Waluigi has to be in the next Mario movie. I think he has to be. It's, you need some new improvement. And with a sequel to a movie, you got to add new characters to make it watchable, to make it feel fresh and feel new. And I think that was a big complaint, how Wario and how Waluigi were not in there. And so I do believe that you do that. You put Waluigi, you put Wario, you put Yoshi in there. They already teased Yoshi. Or at least just some new characters. And I think that Waluigi would be one of them. That's my take on it. I think that you do put Waluigi in the next movie. I think that it will happen. And I think that it'll be received very well. But with that, that's going to be it for the Mario Matter. Episode number 52. 52. I thank you all so much for listening, watching, viewing, subscribing, giving us a pleasant rating on Apple or Spotify, we appreciate the 5-star ratings. We are trying to get a bunch more ratings. So if you are if you're watching or listening, out of the kindness of your heart, could you please rate us on Apple or Spotify? Write us a little sentence or two of why you like the show. I would very much appreciate it. We are still a growing podcast. We are trying over here not to beg for ratings, but why not? If you're enjoying the show, if you're here to at the end of the show, why not? Like why not? Just a little 5-star, or whatever you would actually rate the podcast. Maybe it's not 5 stars. Whatever. Whatever. We appreciate ratings. We appreciate you. Thank you all so much for listening. I'll be back here next Saturday to discuss all of the Nintendo news with you and talk about some more segments. And once again, those 2 segments that I did, the Pikmin one and the Charles Martinet one, will be released as long-form videos on my YouTube. So if you want to check those out and watch them over again, it'll be on there. But with that said, I will see you all next Saturday. All right? And just a little note for our Saturday listeners next week, we should, and I repeat, should, not confirmed, but should have a brand new intro to open up that podcast episode. But with that said, I'll see you all next Saturday. Adios.